He's always a tad bit delirious, and his ginger hair is so glorious. And remember, it's not that serious. It's just the Pink Trip Show, you silly cuck. It's time for the Pink Trip Show. It's time for the Pink Trip Show. It's time for the Pink Trip Show. It's time for the Pink Trip Show.
What's up, everybody? We might be getting some files. Sorry, a lot of you guys complain. I'm a very fidgety dude. I tend to tap things around the desk. I'm trying to work on it, okay? Okay? Every now and then there might still be an occasional tap. But it'll get better. It'll get better. I'm going to have to find something else to fucking fidget with. What's up, everybody? We might be getting some files. Don't get your hopes up. Do not get your hopes up. But this is a good sign for the moment. We'll see. Supposedly they're going to put the court documents in tomorrow to get the grand jury testimony to do with Epstein released. We'll see, man. We'll see. But maybe the pressure is finally fucking getting to him and the writing is on the wall. Like, yeah, you're destroying everything, bro. Everybody hates you now. Give us the files. So we'll see. This was what it was earlier today, though. Earlier today, everybody was upset because he said he wasn't going to do the special prosecutor thing. So this is what was going on earlier today. We'll catch up and then we'll get to the latest news. And then we're going to go over Shane Gillis's performance at the ESPYS, which has caused quite a bit of controversy. But let's get to this. Kicking it off with some Alex Jones InfoWars talking about Trump will not recommend a special prosecutor for the Epstein case. Another 180, because the other day he was saying, yeah, he was open to doing that. So this is what was going on earlier today.
And I understand why Trump's doing this. John Solomon's very credible, never lies. 2 days ago, Trump tells him, oh, I'm doing a special prosecutor. I talked to DOJ people high up. They said, no, he wants one.
It's leaking on me.
But he doesn't want to put his destiny in somebody's hands.
Destiny?
He's lost a lot of trust. He put Ed Martin in. The guy's, 25 years? I mean, that guy's like as good as it gets, but
my sippy cup's fucked up.
Press Secretary Epstein case says no special prosecutor. And look, I'm completely honest with the listeners. People take it out of context and go, Jones is selling how to do a cover-up. No, I said, I don't think there should be a cover-up. There should be full transparency. But if Trump is going to cover it up, just say we're still investigating and slow roll it.
Again, Alex is stealing. I'm pretty damn sure Alex is stealing my talking points at this point.
If he thinks it'll crash the economy, the news is so
Alex, expect a letter from my lawyer tomorrow, okay?
bad or whatever. But no, he keeps saying don't talk about it, which is the worst possible thing you could do. I mean, that's why it's like the worst possible thing. And I am just like beside myself. And I was in a good mood today because it looked like there'd be a prosecutor, and now Trump's decided not. But he's vacillating so much, who knows, he may appoint one tomorrow. Just put Ed Martin in, for God's sakes. And they got some planted Democrat stuff. Expose it and use it against him. Everybody knows they do that. Stop running from their BS. When they planted child porn on me and we want to meet with you.
I kind of remember that happening. I kind of remember it, but then I don't. It's like there's like a small memory of something like this happening to Alex, but it's not really triggering the full memory. People play dirty, bro. People play fucking dirty.
We won't go public if you work with us. I went on air and attacked within an hour, and they crapped their britches. And the FBI gave me a letter saying I was the victim. Of course I was.
I remember the T-porn thing when one of his iPads had T-porn, and everybody's like, Alex is into trans porn. It could have been one of his employees. Maybe it was Chase Geyser. Chase, you've been fucking with the T's, bro.
We found this child porn you sent us, but we'll work with you.
John, cheer up, brother. John, you're good, John. I don't know what you're bothered about, John, but I'm seeing right away at the beginning of this episode, John seems to be bothered by something. Everybody cheer up, John. You're good, John. Whatever's got you bothered, man, it ain't a big deal. You'll get over it, bro.
I was like, you
stay strong, John.
I was just, oh my God. Attack, attack, attack. Never surrender.
Are you guys still picking on John? You really got to stop because, you know, when you pick on people, it's kind of funny when they understand you're picking on them, but when they have no understanding of jokes, then it gets a little cruel. So let's be nice to John, guys.
Here's Levitt.
Well, the idea was floated from someone in the media to the president. The president would not recommend a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. That's how he feels. And as for his discussions with the attorney general, I'm not sure. Deanna.
Caroline, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
She looks, this Caroline Leavitt, she looks different. Like, she's got a different aura to her ever since this Epstein shit came out. Is it just me? But she does not seem as happy with her job these days.
More flip-flopping. My God, they're doing so many 180s here. I think I'm on a roller coaster at Magic Mountain.
So that's what was earlier today was disappointment. And then we got this one. Trump, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, you mean based on the fact that your own followers are fucking leaving? And they're like, yeah, we're done with you, Trump. You mean based on that? You mean based on you actually telling your voters, I don't need you anymore? You know, based on that being an obviously bad thing to say and a bad idea? You mean based on that? Okay. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony. All of it. Give it all of it. All of it. That's, in case you guys don't know, there could be a lot fucking in there. So this could end up being good if it gets released, but we'll see because it's subject to court approval. At least this time, if it doesn't come out, he can say, well, it's the fucking courts, which a lot of the MAGA people have been saying, yeah, it's the courts are blocking it. Well, then fucking say that. Then come out and say, I want to release it, but the courts are blocking it, so let's put pressure on the courts. Say that. Don't say, stop asking questions, everything's fine, there's nothing to see here, I did not fuck a 15-year-old. So let's see what happens. I'm sure tomorrow we'll get some news on this, hopefully, and we'll start to see more if this is real or this is just another, like, cope to try to make this go away. Hopefully it's fucking real. This scam perpetrated by the Democrats. Okay, well, I mean, stop saying that. Stop saying that because you perpetrated it, dude. If it is a scam, which to me it's not a scam, you fucking perpetrated it, dude. So stop pretending like it was the Democrats who perpetrated it. It's fucking dumb. So yeah, Pam Bondi, she's ready to go. President Trump, we are ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts. Let's go, dude. Let's go. What was the hang up? What was the hang up? Fucking release it all. So this is slightly good news. Slightly. Because who knows if this is going to actually result. Let me get my Rogue can away from me because I'm just going to keep tapping it on the desk and it's going to piss everybody off. Sorry, guys. Hopefully this will lead to some results, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too much yet because tomorrow he could flip the script yet again, like he seems to be doing nonstop and go, yeah, this is a Democrat hoax and stop asking questions. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But as of right now, a tiny, tiny sliver of hope that maybe he'll understand that the way he needs to go is transparency. And the less transparency he gives us, the more guilty he looks. Because unfortunately, Donnie Boy has a lot of history with old Jeffrey. So yeah, release everything, bro. Justin, and then this came out, and I think this is I don't know, maybe this is true, but I'm heavily doubting this. The Wall Street Journal released an alleged letter from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein for Epstein's 50th birthday. President Trump says the letter is a fake thing and says he's going to sue the outlet. The letter allegedly involved a hand-drawn woman with text that read, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." I don't know. It doesn't sound like Trump. Like even Elon was like, this doesn't even sound like something Trump would say. But people are going to believe it with the shit he's doing now. President Trump says the 2003 letter is not from him. This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. Yeah, the Trump impersonation, it comes and goes. Sometimes I can kind of get close, and then sometimes I just got to give up. I don't draw pictures of women. So it's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. You never wrote a picture once? You never drew a picture when you were in school? I mean, I'm not a drawer, but even in school, I would fucking try to draw something when I was bored. So, press X to doubt on that one, but okay, I get it. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words. Now, I do kind of believe that this is kind of, it doesn't sound like something Trump. It's not like, I don't know, it's just not Trump's style, but who knows? Maybe it was way back in 2003. But here's the letter. Here's I guess an excerpt from the Wall Street Journal article. The letter bearing Trump's name, which was reviewed by the Journal, is baldy. Like others in the album, it contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. A pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts. And the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. Come on now, Donald. Now, would Donald do that? I don't know, dude. Who knows? The letter concludes, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." In an interview with the Journal on Tuesday evening, Trump denied writing the letter or drawing the picture. "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story," he said. "I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women," he said. "It's not my language. It's not my words." He told the Journal he was preparing to file a lawsuit if it published an article. "I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal like I sued everyone else," he said. Allegations that Epstein had been sexually abusing girls became public in 2006, and he was arrested that year. We know Epstein died. Yeah. This is another part. This is really weird. It isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in third person. Voiceover. "There must be more to life than everything," the note began. "There must be more to life than having everything," the note began. "Donald, yes there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is." Yeah, Jeffrey knows what the secret to life is, boys. I don't know. I'm not buying this, dude. I'm sorry. I would be, if it, I could be real. I don't know, but it's not passing the sniff test for me. "Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey." "Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it." "Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that?" Jeffrey, "As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you." Trump, "A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be a wonderful secret." So Trump just wrote a screenplay? Trump wrote like a little screenplay in his mess. Like, what the fuck? You think Trump would? I don't know. I'm not buying this. Okay, Trump sucks right now. He needs to go back to his what he said he was going to do, which was give us transparency. But that doesn't mean I'm going to buy this bullshit. But who knows, dude? It might be just something that is how Trump writes to people that he cares about that never gets seen in the public. And his public persona is different from his private persona with his friends or whatever. So it could be, dude. But yeah. I like to take bets. If I was to take a bet, I would bet on this being a bunch of bullshit. But I mean, the Wall Street Journal is willing to run with it and face lawsuits, so they must believe it's real, or they're just so diehard to get some readers that they're willing to lie for it. This was a great post, and this one came out yesterday or the day before. General Mike Flynn, he sums it up perfectly, like why we need transparency. And maybe Trump read this, and maybe he's fucking waking up. I don't know. Again, I'm still suspicious that Trump is, effing kids. Or did F some kids back in the day. I'm still suspicious of that. That's not going to go away until he gives us full transparency. But again, like I said today, there's a sliver of hope. Real Donald Trump. This is General Mike Flynn, by the way, who got totally fucked over in Trump's first administration. Another guy who just got fucked over and Trump left by the wayside. Unless I'm wrong, but that's what it seems like. "I hesitated to write this, however, with the utmost respect and deference to you for all you've withstood. Few know it better than me what the deep state can do when they want to turn on a person. The Epstein affair is not about who killed him or if he committed suicide. Well, I think that part does kind of matter, whether or not he committed suicide. Personally, I'm glad this known pedophile is dead. But neither is this a hoax. The issue goes beyond all that. There are millions of Americans who overwhelmingly voted for you to be our president. And we want you to be massively successful, no one more than me. Personally, I still have a target on my forehead. I know that, but like you, I still fight. Beyond all that, our country is facing a level of internal subversion. It is a relentless attack on the very foundation of our constitutional republic. If you're not successful, our country may not survive. Yeah, I'm going to take a bet that it's not going to at this point. It's not looking good, guys. It is that extreme of a situation we currently face. Read Lincoln Lyceum's speech of 1838. He knew, as you know, and as we all can see with our very own eyes, our nation will not die from a foreign foe. Never. If we die, it will be by our own suicide. Kind of like Jeffrey Epstein, except the suicide. But sorry, no, actually it's not like Jeffrey Epstein, unless you believe he killed himself, which most people don't believe. There is an ongoing undermining by subversive elements inside and outside the United States government. This is the essence of the deep state. All we want at this stage is for a modicum of trust to be reestablished between our federal government and the people it is designed to serve. That's all, period. Exactly. That's what I was saying yesterday. You know, if it's up to the people to elect our representative officials and make the decisions of who's going to be in power and what decisions they're going to make, how the fuck are we supposed to do that if you give us zero information on all the important things? And then when you do give us information, it's usually lies. So it's almost like you want the American people to be stupid and have no fucking clue what's going on. So yeah, give us some transparency. An element that is of great importance surrounding the Epstein affair is the fact that this man was a known pedophile. Had a list of clients who represented the upper crust of society and likely did untoward things to children on his island. In his homes in NYC and New Mexico and maybe elsewhere, he was convicted of it. Regardless of what class society abuses and commits crimes against children, it is never acceptable. Yeah, I probably read that wrong, but yeah, you don't fuck with the kids, basically. This is where this argument went off the rails. It is not about Epstein or the left. It is about committing crimes against children. If he were part of an intel operation known or run by our CIA, shame on them, and those responsible must be held accountable. If there is another country involved, then shame on them as well. If there are elites inside of our country that committed crimes against children, shame on them, and they must be held accountable. Few know how many crystal balls you juggle on a daily basis. I do, and I know you cannot drop any of them. With my strongest recommendation, please gather your team and figure out a way to move past this. The rollout of this was terrible. No way around that. Americans want America to be successful. Therefore, we need you to be successful. Please take this missive as though coming from someone who willingly and voluntarily fought for this country against multiple enemies overseas, only to come home to face my greatest enemy right here at home. You know precisely what I mean. God bless you, and may God continue to protect you from the dark forces that do exist. I believe you were put on this earth for such a time as this. You truly represent Isaiah 6:8, whichever one. I don't know the Bible that well. But this is well put, and maybe, this type of pressure coming from people like General Flynn, Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, his entire fucking voter base, maybe he will actually flip. Maybe it's going to be like Iran. It'll take him a little while to finally fucking come to the grips and go, well, fuck, I guess I'm not winning this one. I got to give them what they want. Who knows? Maybe they're just getting smart and going, yeah, we'll just wipe all the files that have any mention of Trump and release everything else. That has anything that doesn't mention Trump, we'll let that go. Maybe that's what they're going to do. But they really need to give us full transparency. And here's a former CIA counterterrorism chief, John Kiriakou, exposes the real truth about the Epstein case cover-up. This guy's a real legit CIA guy from like 1990 to 2004. So, when these guys come out who have experience in the system, you really should listen to what they have to say.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. I feel very strongly about this. I think that Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad access agent. I think that the support of Jeffrey Epstein as someone who was just a proud and loyal Jew and not an access agent that we're hearing from the likes of Alan Dershowitz is nonsense. And I think the only way to put this thing to bed is the president is going to have literally everything released.
Epstein, and I'm not trying to go back to Israel again, but obviously intelligence agency. I mean, you know, Maxwell,
Obviously.
MI6, Russia, Mossad, buried Mount Olives, military burial. You've got, even though he was in Eastern Europe, World War II, I mean, all of that. And then Trump's bizarre behavior the last 12 days, flip-flopping, creating mass Streisand effects. What is your view? What are your sources?
The conversation between two people, Trump wrote that. Trump wrote it at he wrote like a little screenplay in the message. If that's what you're talking about. I know it's confusing, but the conversation between him and Epstein, Trump wrote that. Like, he wrote it out in his message to Epstein. So in Trump's message to Epstein, he wrote out a fake conversation between the two. I don't know. According to the Wall Street Journal, and I don't know how much credibility there is to any of that, but
What in the hell is going on here? And is Israel using the Epstein file that we know the Democrats and Brennan and them had and probably took out bad stuff about them and stuck to about Trump? I've been told that's what it is, even though it's fake. And now Trump is just sick of it, but he's created the Streisand effect. That's a huge subject, but what do you think's going on?
Yeah, I think this has been handled very poorly. I really believe that Donald Trump doesn't have anything to hide. He's been...
This is a legit CIA guy. He's a whistleblower. He was one of the ones that came out about, remember the enhanced interrogations, you know, Abu Ghraib, where they were waterboarding and all kinds of shit. They were doing more than waterboarding, but that's the one that got the most, you know, they would blast like Metallica nonstop to people and not let them... I mean, enhanced interrogation. It's there's a lot of things involved in enhanced interrogation other than waterboarding. But yeah, so this guy's a legit CIA guy. And he even got brought up on charges, like the government pressed charges on him for being a whistleblower or some shit. So, I don't know, maybe he's, you know, COINTELPRO, blah, 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 but I think it's worth listening to him.
He's been very transparent about his one-time friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. And I also believe that the FBI probably has destroyed evidence, maybe not in the last couple of weeks, maybe it happened 4 years ago or 10 years ago, or who knows. But, you know, when we talk about files, we're not necessarily talking about paper files in an envelope that says, you know, evidence of pedophilia. We're talking about computer hard drives and disks and videos and DVDs. There has to be something out there. And I think that the American people and the victims of Jeffrey Epstein deserve an answer. You're showing the Maxwell family, including Ghislaine, and Ghislaine Maxwell's father was a well-known Israeli asset, Mossad asset. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I feel very strongly about this. I think that Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad access agent. I think that the support of Jeffrey Epstein as someone who was just a proud and loyal Jew and not an access agent that we're hearing from the likes of Alan Dershowitz is nonsense. And I think the only way to put this thing to bed is the president is going to have literally everything released. When Pam Bondi said last week that...
I agree. That's the only way to put this to bed. It's, you know, it just sucks that the guy that we had to get behind happened to have spent so much time with Epstein. Kind of sucks, you know? So, yeah, I was just thinking about it. I was like, damn, our hero just happened to be somebody, you know, our savior, Trump, just happened to be somebody who spent 15 years being this fucker's best friend and partied with them. It's a lot of stories coming out. Like a lot of the shit that people ignored that was coming out about Trump, you know, like the shit he said about his daughter, kind of times he's been weird. There's a lot of weird shit coming out now where you look at it and you go, damn, now that he's covering up the Epstein files, it's all this looks a million times worse.
The video...
Maybe he's not covering it up anymore. We'll see.
That they have showed child pornography and pedophilia. They're disgusting. They're never going to be released. Yeah, that's great. That's fine. We don't want to see videos of child pornography.
They said we want child porn. No, we want the perpetrators prosecuted. And how dare them say we want child porn released?
Exactly.
When Alex wears a suit, he kind of looks like a bad guy in a Michael Bay movie or something.
Identify the men on those tapes and prosecute them. That's all we're asking for.
Wake, I don't at this point, Wake, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. All I'm doing is reporting to you that the latest news, Trump just ordered Pam Bondi to basically release everything in the grand jury testimony. Okay, I'm not going to say that's bad news. If it happens, good. I'm not going to fucking hold my breath. Most likely, the courts might block it. Who knows? Because they got to, the courts have to approve the release. I don't know, but it's a good fucking sign.
Well, let me ask you this, though, as an analyst and former counterterrorism head. Trump's body language, I mean, it was angry, scared at the press conferences.
Angry. Yeah.
Flipping out, saying they manipulated the file, which the whole Democrat angle Brennan did have, so that makes sense. But just the handling of it and the behavior, I keep saying this, you couldn't behave worse to act incriminated. And then people thought I was attacking Trump. I was saying I'm scared. I mean, this is bizarre. I'm actually shook to my very core here about what is this.
I was surprised by his reaction in the cabinet room where he was sitting next to Pam Bondi, and the reporter asked Pam Bondi about the Epstein file, and then the president interrupting and saying, "You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Do you want to answer that?" And then he says to the reporter, "Why are you still asking these questions about Epstein? That creep has been dead for years." Well, it was the president that raised this during the campaign. It was the president who said he was going to get to the bottom of it and was going to release all the information.
I mean, 5 months ago, they had the press conference with the file.
I know you guys are not having hope in the files coming out. Look, we'll see, dude. Time will tell. There's two options here. Either they start releasing some shit and they give us something, or they give us nothing, or they give us something that we look through and we go, this is bullshit. If they give us another like the video they gave us of the jail cell, the shoe. I mean, if it's like that, everybody's gonna laugh and talk shit. No one's gonna be happy. But time will tell. Time will tell. Let's see.
Saying part 2 is coming.
That's right. Just release it. It's as simple as that. Just release it.
I'm telling you, the amount of pressure on Trump to release this shit, it ain't going away. He knows it now. Midwest, what's up, brother?
The Midwest request super chatted $2. We tripping and collapsing on a web of lies.
Well, everything seems to be a web of lies these days when it comes from the government, but we'll see, man. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's going to release everything. Yay, Trump. I'm saying, hey, the latest is he said he's going to fucking release it now. So we'll see, dude. We will see. But I'm not going to be like, oh, that's bad news. No, if he actually follows through and gives us that, there could be a lot of fucking information in the grand jury testimony. Eyewitness testimony, people that were around him that knew how his operation worked. I mean, who knows what will be in there? It could end up being a lot of information. So we'll see. I'm not going to fucking, pretend like I'm mad that he flipped. Like, this is what I want. So if he sticks with it and he gives us this, and we're going to need more than this as well. We're going to need everything, but I doubt we'll ever fucking get everything. But at least it's something.
And him saying to the reporter, we were just talking about dead kids in Texas. You just desecrated them. I mean, it was just desperate. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Well, anybody knows.
Yeah, if there's everything and there's no mention of Trump, well, yeah, it's going to be weird. But if he leaves the mentions of Trump, then yeah. I don't know, man. That's where you have to when you get the files, you go in and you do research and you get, everybody's going to be on the internet's going to be doing their research. And if there's some funny business, the autists on the internet will figure it out.
I'm surprised.
So hopefully. Looking at that fear, I mean, he said, oh, the Democrats had the file. I think I've talked to sources, that's what it is. They took some of the Jane Does that were fake, when they were first targeting Trump, they knew he was going to run. They started surveilling him. That's been released 2013. I
don't know about some of you guys. The pressure I've been putting on Trump the whole week, complaining about Trump, it's not just because I want to shit on Trump. It's because I want the fucking files. And I have hope, and I know the best thing to do is to put pressure on them to actually release the files and not just go, yes, Daddy Trump, which is what most of MAGA is doing right now. Not all of them, most of them. So yeah, this is so if he ends up turning around and giving us some transparency, I'm going to say thank you. Now we need more. Is this everything? We need everything.
It's part of the same deal, NSA files that got leaked to us. But the point is that I believe Trump, they would have already released it to burn him before. I've never seen any of the MO that he was involved in that. Plus, he's not the type that would go compromise himself even if he was into kids, which he's not. Obviously not in Russia getting pissed on. That's ridiculous, too. The same people. So it makes sense that they're only going to put in the file what embarrasses him, probably some FBI reports. So then he has to do a special counsel. He has to bring it out and meet it head on instead of acting like he's running scared. And I've never seen.
Well, and there's another video I came across on Twitter of this this chick who claims that Trump gave her or she gave Trump when she was 13. So I was like, oh Jesus Christ! I think Trump used a glove. because, Trump's a germaphobe. You can't just touch his, with your bare hand. You have to use a glove. I don't know, man, but all that shit starts to have more credibility when you seem like you're covering these files up.
Seen Trump run scared like this. I think that's the way to say it. I don't say this to hurt Trump. I have to tell the truth. I'm seeing running scared behavior. And then I ask myself, okay, then what is it?
I wonder if he's been threatened. I wonder if the Democrats have something that maybe they made up out of whole cloth. I mean, my God, we're all afraid of what AI can do these days, and deep fakes and all of this kind of thing. So I wonder if he would just rather this go away, even at the expense of having guilty people go free or not be prosecuted, just because he doesn't want to have to fight a fight that is going to be made up and almost
well, sure. I mean, it's
indefensible.
logical. They didn't want him to use this against them. So they drop a dime on themselves, which we actually put out. And Boyle scraped me. He said, I got a call from my New York guy. They've got it all. We're going to get to Bondi tomorrow, and we broke it. But obviously, whatever they leave in New York and then let Trump know they have, and then he gets it and doesn't want any. Oh, my God, we're not releasing this. It's a new Russiagate. It's all fake. I think he's told us that this is a setup. And I actually believe him.
Is it possible that, okay, let's say maybe Trump is innocent and he just happened to be friends with a pedophile who possibly ran a fucking blackmail ring for a long time and partied with them? Could that alone be embarrassing enough to Trump that he was friends with a fucking pedophile for that long? That he'd want to cover this up just because it's going to make him look bad? I don't know. I'm not buying that, honestly. That's not enough for me.
But that argues then for the appointment of a special counsel, because then the special counsel can do the forensic investigation and say, the president's right. This is all fake.
I am making this very...
Yeah, but then he loses control. If he uses a special counsel, he's going to lose control over everything. I think that's the issue with the special counsel. Like, once you appoint that person, like, that's it. They can run with it in any way they want to fucking run with it. And I think that's good. If you can find an honest actor, good luck with that, to actually run the special counsel and do a full investigation and give transparency to the people, I'd be down for that. I just want transparency one way or the other. Give us everything you know. That's what I want. Oh, is there more of this? Has it got a 7-minute ad?
Giant.
Oh, yeah, this is a long ad.
And then they've got the...
Defend Alex Jones, guys. Defend Alex Jones. Everybody's making a big deal about this Shane Gillis ESPYS thing, man. I didn't think... First of all, when you do a comedy set in front of a bunch of fucking non-comedy fans, a bunch of fucking sports stars who are all afraid of being canceled and laughing at the wrong joke, it's going to be rough. In comedy, one of the dirty secrets of stand-up comedy, a lot of the success depends on your audience being willing to like run with you and roll with you. That's why you can take a really good stand-up, a really good set where the crowd's going crazy and laughing. Take that same set, put it in a room with no noise, and you watch the dude do that same set on TV. It's not the same. It's not as funny. It's because there's a little bit of magic there where people get manipulated by the laughter, and it kind of makes them laugh, and everything becomes funnier because everybody's laughing. And so I don't think it was that bad. Let's watch it, and you can tell me for yourself. And then we got Whoopi Goldberg talking shit about Shane. And they wrote a hit piece on Shane about this already. So this has caused a little bit of controversy. Of course, of course it does. I think Whoopi Goldberg is just jealous that she didn't get the invite to host this shit. Let's watch it.
Welcome your host, Shane Gillis.
Look, somebody said he's funny. The set was lame. I think this 10-minute long version with the crowd being completely not into it really makes it seem lame. But then go look at all the clips on the internet. The clips on like X are fucking blowing up. Everybody's loving the little clips. So I don't know, man. It's like it's not working long form like this. But then when you cut it into clips on the internet, people like it. So, but there are some good bits he does. That are like really good. Russell Wilson. That guy's still playing? You ain't retired yet, Russell?
Hello. Welcome to the 2025 ESPYs. I'm so excited to be here in front of so many amazing athletes. World champion Freddie Freeman is here. Give it up for Freddie.
Oh, don't bring up Freddie fucking Freeman, dude. Look, I'm a Braves fan. I don't want to ever see Freddie Freeman again. Every time I see him, it just makes me sad.
Yeah.
I don't know why they let this fucking guy go. Sorry, well, I'll stop talking. Y'all don't care about baseball. I know. We'll move on.
WNBA legend Deanna Taurasi is here. Give it up for her. My bad on that. SGA is here. Give it up for SGA. Hell yeah, bro. And now everybody sitting around him is in foul trouble.
See, like that joke, a lot of these jokes are inside jokes where you got to like really follow sports to know the joke. I don't follow the NBA. I don't know fuck about that joke. That joke doesn't land on me, but it's because I don't know the context of it.
Megan Rapinoe could not make it tonight. Nice.
I get that joke. Fuck her.
No, we're going to pretend she's a good time. All right. John
good.
Jones and Nate Diaz are here. Hell yeah. I had a couple drinks with those guys last night at the hotel, and it was terrifying. Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. All right. No, you don't have to do that. It was fun.
See, the crowd doesn't know what to laugh. Like, I'm telling you, these are a bunch of superstars making more money, a bunch of sports stars making more money than they really should make. Everybody knows this. All these athletes are fucking overpaid. Yeah, they should make good money. But Jesus Christ, at this point, it's like, oh, you're going to make $1 billion playing baseball? What? It's a little much at this point. But yeah, none of them want to fucking really, they don't know what to laugh at. They're all nervous. Nobody gives a fuck about the comedy. They're just there to hear their name announced and hopefully they win an award. These are like the worst sort of setups for doing comedy. But yet they keep doing it.
Fine. I didn't write it. Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but as it got deleted. Must have probably deleted itself, right? Probably
yeah,
never
okay, Mac,
existed,
exactly.
actually. Let's move on as a country and ignore that. The New York Knicks had a great season. Yeah, hell yeah. Karl Anthony Towns is here. Hey, girl.
I don't know. A lot of you guys like to talk shit about sports. Some of us grew up playing sports, and we actually enjoy sports. I know that's hard to believe, and we're all just retards for enjoying something. It's like, Jesus Christ, if people enjoy sports, let them enjoy fucking sports. Some of you guys, like, your hatred for sports is too much.
Girl.
Too weird. It's like, I get it. Maybe the jock stuffed you in a locker and beat you up one day, and now you just hate everybody that has anything to do with sports. But you know, playing sports is actually pretty fucking fun.
Max Crosby is here. Max, I hope you had a good Juneteenth, brother. Well, that guy's weird. 4 times.
I don't think it's two different things. You know, most people who enjoy watching sports is because they played that sport at some point. I do. That's why I love baseball. I like watching baseball because I love playing baseball. I don't watch basketball, but I did enjoy playing basketball. But yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever, dude. If people want to enjoy sports, let them. Like, why do people make such a big deal about it? Oh, sports ball. Oh, it's like, whatever. I'm sure you're playing fucking WoW or some dumb fucking / point and click fucking RPG. Oh, I'm leveling up. Like, yeah, okay, that's better. That's better than sports. Okay. Everybody
WNBA
has their
All-Star
thing they want to
Brittany
do.
Hicks is
Let
here.
them.
Give it up for Brittany, everybody.
This is the best part.
I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy.
I don't think John really understands what the memberships are, guys. But John, yeah, if you don't want a membership, you can have one. But people are trying to gift you a membership, so you don't have to pay for it. And you basically your name turns green. That's it. That's all a membership is. But yeah, if you don't want one, John, you don't have to have one. Jesus Christ. But anybody else who does want a membership, go into the description. There's a link if you want to join up and become a member, or click join. Or, you know, smash the thumbs up and we can get that going. Hopefully this will get out to more people. Or you could send me a super chat and I'll react to whatever the hell you have to say. All right, let's go.
Crazy, you clap for that. Simone Biles is here. Yeah, hell yeah. It's not bad. Simone Biles is 4'8" and has 7 gold medals. She's short and has a lot of gold. When she's not competing, she leads a quiet life at the base of a rainbow. It's a leprechaun joke. If you tell Simone a riddle and she can't answer it, she has to give you all of her gold medals. That was the best one. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because Joe thinks he's an alien. And Donald Trump wanted me to be here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason. It's an alien joke. What are you booed up there, dude? Shut up. Aaron Rodgers did not take the vaccine because he predicted it would be bad for him. And then he joined the New York Jets.
That's a good one.
So maybe he wasn't
That's
right
a good
about
one.
everything. Shador Sanders
never
had
works
his
out.
jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father. And it's
Didn't Brett Favre do the same thing? He retired, or he supposedly was going to retire, and then he went with the Jets, and he had like the worst season of his career, and then he went to the Vikings, and everything got a little better. Look, if you're an old quarterback, do not fucking sign with the Jets. It's just never going to work.
It's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl.
From a Deion Sanders' son.
Definitely not nepotism, right? All right.
That one's pretty mean.
It's a big year for the WNBA. I love Caitlin Clark. Yeah, hell yeah. Caitlin Clark, she and I have a lot in common. We're both whites from the Midwest who have nailed a bunch of threes.
That's good.
There you go. Lighten up a little.
The crowd liked that.
This is not serious. We'll see about this one.
You can tell Shane is nervous as fuck, dude. He's so nervous. You know, Shane, you don't have to do everything they offer you, bro. I mean, this is like on paper, this is a good setup. Like Shane's a sports guy. He loves sports. He played football. He's very actively follows sports, knows all the fucking storylines going around the sports world. But it's just the worst setup for doing comedy.
When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a
Who
good
you
one.
Drewski? Thank you, bro. Oh, John Jones. Yeah. What are you, nut jobs over there? Hell yeah. Shohei Ohtani couldn't make it tonight. Man, I hope his interpreter didn't bet that he was going to be here.
I think Shohei. I don't believe the whole Shohei Ohtani that his interpreter was just stealing money and doing bets behind his back. Something weird about that shit. I smell a cover up with that shit too.
Shohei is a once-in-a-generation talent. No one's been able to do what he does at so many positions, pitcher, hitter, and bookie. A bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime. They do. They read The Very Horny Caterpillar, The Little Engine That Could But Needed a Pill First.
Dude, these are good jokes, dude. These are good. I mean, this is good. Again, he's being judged by the audience being fucking just not interested in comedy right now. They're just not there for comedy. It sucks, but these are good jokes. These are landing. The audience at home is liking this a lot more than the fucking boring ass crowd there.
And of course, the classic "Good Night Boobs." That was my favorite one. Also, I'm not trashing Bill Belichick. First of all,
I do think I think football's rigged. My mandatory myocarditis. I agree. I don't know about baseball, but the umpires, they do some weird shit sometimes in baseball. But football, I'm very suspicious. There's some weird shit going on there.
he's
I don't know
73
about
years
basketball.
old.
I
He's
don't watch
dating
it
a hot
anymore.
24-year-old, and people are criticizing him. What happened to this country? We used to be a great country. He won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, he's dating a hot 24-year-old. Maybe if you guys won 6 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a fat, ugly dog wife.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, at least there's a couple of loud laughs. It's probably Matt McCusker laughing his ass off in there. Matt McCusker and Pat McAfee, the only two laughing. Everybody's like, "Oh, you can't say that. All women are beautiful." Yeah, no, they're not.
They let me do it. I don't. This is Disney. They allowed that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. I was at yeah, we should have taken that out.
No, that was good, dude.
I had doubts going into that. That didn't work all week. Actually, it was a good year for me in sports. I went to Notre Dame, went to the national title. I was at the go Irish. I was at the Eagles game, the Super Bowl when they won, and it was not go Birds. Yeah, go Birds.
Fuck the Eagles, dude.
Birds. Yeah, but I was down there. I'm just gonna tell you a story real quick. It's not a good joke. I was it was halftime of the game, and we looked up, and you could see Donald Trump. He was sitting in the suite, like at the 50-yard line. You couldn't see him, but you could see like his silhouette. You know what I mean? He was just. Also, can we stop pretending Donald Trump knows ball? It's like a weird thing where they're like, man, he loves sport. He doesn't know anything about sports. Every time a team comes and visits the White House, he's like, and you must be the guy who catches. It's like, look at these guys, big guys, black guys. And that's just when the New York Liberty visited.
It seems like his racial humor is getting the most laughs. You should probably lean into that and just start really making fun of black people, Shane. The blacks like it, dude. They love it.
They didn't visit. That's just a joke. But it was halftime.
Alibaba, I don't know who you are, but no one talks to John that way in the chat, so you're going on a timeout, bro. Respect John. 30-minute timeout for you, bro. Don't talk that way to John. Okay?
I mean, we looked up and we saw
John is our mascot in here.
Respect
Respect him.
We should just sneak up there and try to meet him. And we did. We got into his suite, which turns out it's pretty easy to get access to Donald Trump, which is probably why he keeps getting shit.
Respect John, or you will get your ass beat. Or you'll just get muted in the chat.
We just got right in there, but we're in there.
It's one thing to like joke with John. It's another thing to just start attacking him. Like, the fuck's wrong with you, Alibaba? Fucking
he doesn't
weirdo.
know who I am, but there's a line of people, and he's just shaking hands with everybody, and I was at the end of the line. But also, I took a picture with him, and I posted it, and people got upset about that. What the hell? He's the president. If Osama bin Laden was in the suite, I would have been like, yeah, you're crazy. All right.
That's a pretty good point. I probably would also. It's fucked up to think about. But, dude, you run into Osama bin Laden, you're not going to take a fucking picture with him? Who wouldn't?
But he's shaking hands with everybody, and it's very funny. Trump does this thing whenever he meets somebody for the first time, even if he doesn't know him. He gives them like a crazy compliment. It's kind of nice. Like, he got to the guy next to me, and he was like, look at you, you're beautiful. And then he got to me, and he was like, look at you, you're huge. And I was like, thank you, Mr. President.
I think I've heard this story before. I think Shane's told this part somewhere else. I don't remember where, but I know I've heard this before.
But he shook my hand, he stood next to me. So I'm just, I was at the end of the line, so there's no one else for him to shake hands with. So he's just standing next. I got to hear him breathe for like a minute, just standing next to me, just. And then his daughter, Ivanka, walked over to us, which, by the way, so hot. She walked over, and it was halftime of the Super Bowl. I was hammered. I was like, hello. Your dad just said I was huge.
Yeah, quick side. Go back to the beginning. I covered the latest news on all that, bro. There's not a lot, so it was pretty quick. But yeah, Trump is now telling Bondi to release the grand jury testimony. So at least it's something. It's something. It's something better than just shut the fuck up and stop asking questions. At least now, maybe he's getting to the point where it's like, yeah, we got to release something. We got to do something because this is destroying everything.
So now it's me, Trump, and Ivanka. They're not talking to me, obviously, but I can overhear what they're saying. And Trump goes, Ivanka, how would you like to meet the president of soccer? And sure enough, the president of FIFA soccer was also in the suite with us. He was getting like nachos. And Donald Trump just looks at him and goes, you. And the guy put his plate down and walked straight to us. And then Donald Trump didn't even look at him. He just kept talking to his daughter, and he goes, this is the president of soccer. And they gave us the World Cup, and they did that because of me. And then he walked out of the room. It was just me and the president of FIFA looking at each other like, that was crazy. All right, that was a dumb thing to say. It was crazy. That was crazy, being in that room. It's crazy to be in this room with so many legends. You guys are awesome. Oscar Robertson, that's awesome. Sugar Ray Leonard's here. Hell yeah. Sugar Ray, you're the man, but in 10 years, Jake Paul's going to try to knock you out, so take it easy. There's one thing I want to say before I get out of here, and this is a dumb joke. You guys aren't going to like it, but it's just a Norm Macdonald joke that I loved when he hosted the ESPYs, and I'm going to do it now. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy.
Shout out to Norm. I still got to finish his book. I've been reading it every time I go to the bathroom. I read a little bit of his book. I got to finish it. But damn, we lost some good ones, boys, and Norm was one of them.
This year, he's the first defensive player since Charles Woodson to win the Heisman. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, winning the Heisman. That's something they can never take away from you, unless you kill your wife and a waiter.
I remember that one.
In which case, they can take that away from you.
No one fucking shit on OJ better than Norm, bro. So yeah, I think it was a good set. It's very Shane-like. Shane likes, when the crowd doesn't react, he'll say something and he'll like do that nervous shtick that he does. It's all part of his routine, man. But let's see how the bitches at the View. That's how I'm gonna refer to them from now on. The bitches at the View. Let's see what they had to say. Head bitch Whoopi Goldberg. She was not. I swear she said he bombed. Let's go right here.
Welcome back. The biggest superstars in sports were in attendance at the ESPY Awards last night, hosted by comedian Shane Gillis, who got a mixed reaction from the crowd. Take a look.
Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. No, you don't have to do that. It was fine. I didn't write it. Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but as it got deleted. A bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime. They do. They read The Very Horny Caterpillar. Engine that could, but needed a pill first.
Look at Whoopi, you're a fucking comedian. I think she's jealous, dude. I think she's jealous because her time's passed. She's still apparently doing stand-up, but nobody cares about her stand-up because to be honest, it was never any good in the first place. It wasn't. You were never that good, but, the whole industry opened up to you because you were, it was a little DEI, a little 1980s DEI. Now, I don't know. I just don't ever think Whoopi Goldberg was funny, but correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe she was.
Whoopi. Hosting an award show is a tough game.
It really is.
Yeah.
She used to host award shows all the time back in the day. So I'm sensing a bit of jealousy here.
And so I'll ask you, you think he read that room correctly?
No.
He did.
Basically, when you do an awards show, they're there to hear their name called. They are not there to laugh, number one. So
In the first, I'll amend that.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes is for you, whoever the host is. The first 5 minutes of any award show is for you to get to know the audience. And the rest of that time, people want to know, did I win?
Yeah.
That's what that's what they want to know. And you watch all the shows, they're like this. But this.
But stand-up comedy, I don't do it any. I don't know how much you're doing still, but I put my creativity
She's still doing stand-up. I'm sure she's jealous.
into my plays now. Because it's one of the hardest things that you do. I did it for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's like a high wire act. And I always say it's like I'm on the stage naked, everybody else has clothes. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I wonder.
It's subjective.
I sometimes wonder
It is
if
subjective.
it is received different in the room because I didn't see those clips. It looked like the audience didn't love it, but I saw online he seemed like he was getting a ton of praise. So I wonder if he was
That's what I saw.
performing more for the audience at home. And I'll say this. I think Shane Gillis is very funny, but I watch him like I watch horror movies like this because I'm like, what is he going to say? Is it going to make me deeply uncomfortable or am I going to laugh hysterically? Because he's known for pushing the line. Like he's gotten him.
Deeply uncomfortable. You mean if he makes a joke that's about women? Everything's funny until he, makes fun of like a fat woman or something. Then I cringe.
Himself in trouble before, but I think
I do that. If Shane Gillis makes fun of redheads, I get super mad. You make fun of redheads, bro? That's not funny.
we say it all the time. Comedians
Stupid.
have to be able to go there to keep comedy authentic, and especially in moments when you need it more.
We are the first line of defense against tyranny.
Yeah.
And all of this,
Yeah.
you can't squelch the comedians. Don't do it. It's a mistake because they will go after you.
She's sounding like Joe Rogan now. What's going on with these bitches? These bitches sound a little different now.
But one thing he did that I didn't like, and that was he said, I didn't write that joke.
Yeah.
Never do that. Johnny Carson was on the air for, 100 years.
Oh, so he's throwing his joke writers under the bus. Maybe he did write the joke, and the joke was that he didn't write the joke, but he did write the joke. I don't know. I didn't see that as that big a deal.
Never once did he say the writer wrote that bad joke that I just bombed with.
And if you watch,
that's bad form.
I watched the whole clip and couldn't figure out, like, you know, like it's hit and miss. It's a little like you're looking between your eyes. He uses that line, like, I didn't write it. That was a bad joke.
That's a mistake.
What I realized is overall, first of all, if you're going to push the envelope, be brilliant and own the stage. Like a Dave Chappelle can deliver things that I feel dirty laughing at. Like he is so, but he's in charge. Like
But they have two different styles, lady. They have two different styles. And to be honest, as a white guy, you can't have the same style as a black guy. Black guys have a huge advantage when it comes, it's probably unpopular to say, but it's true. Black guys have an advantage when it comes to stand-up comedy. They can get away with so much more. They can make offensive jokes and not have to be like, oh, it's okay, it's a joke, it's a joke. White guys, it's a different story. Plus, you got to remember, Shane was fucking canceled before his career even took off. So that might give him a little more fucking nervousness about doing his material. But I don't know, dude. Yeah. Yeah, be Dave Chappelle. Yeah, be the one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. Why don't you be like him?
He's literally in charge. What I felt about Shane, and every time I watch him, is I can feel his nerves. He has tics that say like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, over and over. It's like in a speech.
Well, when you're
and then
bombing.
he keeps saying, well, the problem is though still, if he then maybe redirected, because there were moments where you could give some genuine shout outs, like where you call out some of the amazing greats in that room.
Oh yeah, that would have been funny. Yeah, stop making jokes and just kiss the ass of the people in the room. That would have made it way more funny. Who is this dumb bitch? Is she new? Is this one of the new bitches on The View? I don't remember her.
Without a joke following every one. He had to be starstruck. I was starstruck looking at, who was there. Call out a couple, quiet moments.
You have to know how to work the room. I don't know if he was
struggling with the room.
knows how to do that. A lot of people are good at that.
Maybe I couldn't do it first and foremost.
Maybe I missed it because I thought some of it was funny.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Sonny is defending Shane. What world are we in now, dude? This is a crazy world we're in. Trump's not going to release the Epstein files, and Sonny is defending Shane Gillis and saying he's funny. This is crazy. We're in a different paradigm now, guys.
The Epstein joke, he said, I guess it got deleted. Probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed, actually.
I do think Chappelle's comedy is good. It is technically a little bit overrated, Entropy. But Chappelle's, what makes me mad about Chappelle is like, when it comes to what he's best at, like Half-Baked, The Chappelle Show, that style of comedy, sketch comedy, films, he's fucking brilliant. Like when he guest starred on SNL, fucking brilliant. Sometimes nothing lands harder with comedy than like sketch comedy. So yeah, I wish he'd bring back The Chappelle Show or some sort of sketch comedy show again. That would be so fucking great.
Let's move on as a country and ignore that. I thought that was funny, and he actually
poked
fun at Aaron Rodgers
the story
too.
in order to get that joke.
I think
I think everybody knows about the Epstein story.
Everybody? Never make that assumption. The audience doesn't read what you read.
Everybody knows about Epstein. If you don't know about Epstein, you've been living under a fucking rock or something.
No, but Shane Gillis is kind of part of, I don't like using these terms like the manosphere, like comedy. Like he's in a crowd, a lot of MAGA guys follow him.
Is that a real word, manosphere?
I think it is, but I hate using it.
Yeah.
What is it? See,
where
this
white
how
guys
far back-
exist.
The people.
It's when they're talking about anybody connected to Rogan, they call it the manosphere. It's just, I don't know. It's like they're not used to being around men anymore, so they get freaked out that a bunch of men are popular talking to other men.
People who
It's a
follow
problem.
him definitely
They need to just be listening to us bitches, because us bitches know what's right. Stop listening to men.
that joke.
Yeah.
And they're
Toxic
definitely mad about
masculinity.
Epstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manosphere.
The manosphere.
Is that only white men?
No, but it is straight men. He's straight men humor.
Straight guys.
Yeah.
Straight guys were always funny.
Straight
But
women, and I
Not
think
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird. I can name a lot of straight guys that aren't funny.
The best audience.
When I was a kid, they were always funny. They were always funny. But,
we're
I guess
talking
white
about,
guys have changed.
Yeah, 100 years ago.
Talking about John Rick. She's talking about Don Rickles and George
Yeah,
Carlin.
I'm talking about
George Carlin.
These
Very
are
funny.
straight white guys, and
Oh, the music, man. It's like women empowerment music. It's like you're riding an elevator with 10 women. That's what this music's like.
I guess when you know how to do the material, you can make it work.
So she's saying Shane doesn't know how to do the material. So he didn't make it work.
You can make it work without it being offensive and terrible.
It was offensive and I think she's, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like she's saying Shane doesn't know how to do the comedy and it was offensive and terrible.
So, what do I know? I'm a used to be.
No, he's going.
We'll be right back.
She's so fucking jealous. She's so jealous that other comedians are big now and like no one gives a fuck about her stand-up comedy. You decided to do daytime television, Whoopi. You should have stuck to the comedy scene. You'd probably still be like a Roseanne Barr that's respected. Actually, but Roseanne Barr is actually funny. That's the problem. Roseanne Barr is actually funny. Whereas Whoopi, I don't know. Let me find an old Whoopi clip. Let's do that. Because you know what? I want to remember. Let me find like, what's the most famous Whoopi Goldberg comedy clip? Let me see. Whoopi, oh, that's a dumb name. Whoopi Goldberg, stand up. Whoopi Goldberg, stand up, 1985. Let's see. Oh, this is the show that sparked Whoopi's career right here. Okay, so let's see what this is. This is what put her on the fucking on the world stage for being a fucking funny comedian. Let's see. I'm just curious.
I just wanted to work as an actor.
Oh, this is Oprah's masterclass. I just want a clip of some of her fucking comedy. Is that too much to ask for?
I wasn't able to get a lot of jobs outside of the characters I created.
I was on the beach with like all my friends, or like all my friends with me. I don't know, we're all together. I'm like, this total hunk-ola, okay? This total hunk comes over to me and he goes like, hi. And I was totally not ready for like this heavy conversation, okay? So like, you know, like I said hi and he said hi and we said hi, okay? So like then he said he was having a party and did I want to go? So I said okay and he said okay and we said okay.
So I came to New York and I did it. And for the first 2 days, nobody came.
Yeah, now I see why they didn't play much of your comedy there. That was the best clip they had to show off how amazing you were? Let's see, here's another one. Let's see, maybe. Let's see, what's the most watched part of this? Let's go here.
Don't come up to me in the street and ask me where shit is. Yeah, you're the same way, right? Yeah, go talk to somebody who know what the hell you're talking about. Come over here and take my job. Yeah, well, it's real hard to be that cold once you've been the alien. Because once you've been the alien, you find out how hard it is to have to ask somebody where some shit is. And then you find out what it takes to be able to tell them. Because it don't take nothing but a little bit of graciousness, man. That's it, just a little.
So her whole character was just like a drunk black person talking jive? And that's what it was. That's so funny, guys. Fucking hilarious, guys.
A bit. And that coupled with everything else that happened to me kind of freaked me out, because I realized that life is a constant thing. It's constant live and learn. Never get over that shit. Not even a junkie. Not even a junkie.
So it was just fucking monologues? That's what this seems like. It seems like she's just playing a character doing monologues. So yeah, you should have just gone into acting. No wonder you went into acting. This is the one criticizing Shane Gillis? This fucking dumbass? Did any of you laugh at any of that? Now, I know sometimes comedy, it loses, old comedy, it's hard to go back and watch it. It's just not the same as it was in the moment. I don't. Whoopi, you have no right to be criticizing Shane Gillis and his comedy. Okay? Your shit was 100 times worse. 100 fucking times worse. So yeah, the Hollywood Reporter. Shane Gillis's, let me make sure let me pull up my OBS so I can see. Okay, yeah. Shane Gillis's ESPY monologue wasn't great, but not for the reasons you think. The problem wasn't non-PC jokes, it was the bad non-PC jokes. Okay. Who's writing this? Tony Maglio. Okay, Tony Maglio. I'm sure he's an expert on comedy here, Tony Maglio. That's why you're writing at the Hollywood Reporter. because you're just such a fucking expert in comedy. The 2025 ESPY Awards will likely be remembered for Shane Gillis's monologue, even if the comedy was largely forgettable. We'll be the judge of that. I thought it was great. I thought the bit with fucking Matt McCusker's wife, where he points out, he's like, calls her, says this 4-time WNBA All-Star.
Super chatted $1.99. DI has been around a long time.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like that's what was going on with Whoopi, you know. But yeah, the bit with Shane McCusker, Matt McCusker is fucking legendary. I think that one's going to stand the test of time. That's going to be funny 30 years from now, unlike your shit from 30 years ago, which is 40 years ago, I don't know, 50 years ago, however the fuck long it was. It does not stand the test of time. That McCusker bit will stand the fucking test of time. By the way, guys, you're enjoying the show, smash a thumbs up if you can be so kind. Let's see if we can get the numbers going. I think we're almost at 80. Let's get it to 100 if we can. Let's see what we can do there. Let me get back to this. The 25 ESPY Awards. Okay, I already read that. Gillis, a stand-up comedian and the co-creator and star of Netflix's Tires, is probably best known for lasting like 4 hours at Saturday Night Live. So you're already starting by talking shit. Already talking shit. Let's not point out like the whole cancel culture bullshit where they try to turn him into a racist. Let's not point out how he was fucked over. No, he was just bad. That's why he only lasted 4 hours. Lorne Michaels felt compelled to fire Gillis after some non-PC clips of a 2018 episode of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast were resurfaced. Though he has gone on to host the show twice. Yeah, like a baller. They fired him, and now he's hosting the fucking show. By now, you've probably read both praise and criticism on Gillis's monologue. He's that kind of comic. Gillis is widely popular among his base and controversial among non-fans. He's only controversial among like a small little group of woke dumbasses who are offended by fucking everything, and they're mostly just offended seeing a white guy. Doesn't even matter what he says. They're just offended if it's a white guy. That's the reality of it a lot of the times. This was always going to go some sort of way. And ESPN executives knew that when they gave Gillis the gig. Gillis has appeared on the network's College Game Day show, where he, internet famously got into it with Nick Saban, an all-time great college football coach and an analyst on the popular ESPN program. There were some positives from Gillis's ESPYs monologue. First of all, he dressed better than I'd expect. God, this guy you're just talking shit, bro. You clearly don't like him. I mean, if you're trying to hide your bias in this article, you're not doing a very good job of that, because you're very obviously biased. So there's that. Gillis' respect for the audience largely stopped there. Oh, so he didn't respect the audience. That's what it was. He disrespected the audience. Okay. Though Gillis had some tough, even by modern award show standards, punchlines for the guests, he started light. Oklahoma City's Thunderstar is here. Give it up for SGA. Hell yeah, bro, Gillis said. And now everyone sitting around him is in foul trouble. It's a good opener, a nice B-plus joke that eases the audience into things. It says Gillis is here to poke fun, not poke the bear. That was short-lived. Megan Rapinoe isn't here, Gillis said. Nice. That was the joke. And it was where things started to go sideways for Gillis's fans. It goes sideways once you start attacking like the darlings of the left. Nope, Megan Rapinoe's off limits. You can't attack her. She's a lesbian. Yep, she supports all the things that you're supposed to support. I thought it was funny. And a smirk is kind of a staple of his persona. It's almost a catchphrase. The joke is polarizing, sure, but so is Rapinoe to Gillis's base, and vice versa. Rapinoe, the U.S. soccer great, soccer great, yeah. She's so great. She's so great. They're so great when they lose to like middle schoolers. You're so fucking great. Oh, you lost to a fucking team of 9-year-olds. The joke is polarizing, sure, but so is Rapinoe. Okay, the U.S. soccer great in 2016 kneeled during the national anthem in support of Colin Kaepernick. She ripped the NCAA in front of Congress and has called out U.S. soccer in a discrimination suit. Yeah, because they should be paid the same as men, even though they generate nowhere near the amount of revenue that the men generate. Make it make sense. The joke got some laughs. It was still early on in the benefit of the doubt time. It was still early on and the benefit of the doubt time. Dude, what the fuck? You're just making up things now. Gillis saved the moment somewhat.
Became a member. Zatoiki's cane sword. Celebrates 1 month of membership.
That would be sick.
Now imagine if Nick DiPaolo hosted the ESPYs.
That would be sick. Yeah, but they would never let him host the ESPYs, dude. They're letting Shane go kind of mainstream. But I don't think they'd let Nick go mainstream. But who knows, man? Maybe there's a world where that happens. Oh, no, now we're going to pretend she's a good time, he said. All right. Being unbothered by the negative reception of a joke or opinion is another Shane Gillis hallmark. He rolls with the punches as well as he throws the punches. Gillis is an anomaly. He presents it as a right-wing good old boy. So right there, it's like, oh, he's right-wing. He's right-wing. Well, how do you even know he's right-wing? Because he doesn't repeat all the fucking talking points that you demand of people that makes him right-wing? But he's not ignorant. Gillis does not fit neatly into the box that people project on him. And that can be confusing for crowds and critics. Like, what do you do when Shane Gillis makes Trump jokes? Let's find out. You laugh. All the Trump supporters are totally willing to make fun of Trump and laugh. Unlike you fuckheads who get offended by everything. Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn, Gillis said to a crowd that included some UFC greats. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. It took some time, but the joke, a reference to the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, worked. It even got an applause break. It was as if the crowd collectively thought, oh wait, is he on our side politically? So you're assuming everybody in the crowd is on your side? The reality is it's probably 50-50, just like in the real world. The Hollywood Reporter, I didn't know, are they like very progressive and like not even trying to be biased? It got an applause break. It was as if the crowd collectively thought, oh wait, is he on our side politically? It's another regular occurrence at the Shane Gillis show. It's like, it's hard to believe that somebody would make fun of somebody that they like. And I don't know how much Shane even likes fucking Trump, because Shane talks shit about Trump, but then he's also finds him funny, like a lot of people do. Oh wait, is he on our side politically? It's another regular occurrence at the Shane Gillis show, where preconceived notions one way or the other don't work out. There was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, Gillis continued to roll, but I guess it got deleted. It probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed, actually, he quipped, but let's move on as a country and ignore that. Gillis does not let you pin him down. It's the political comedy you didn't expect to get out of a big guy who... I'm going to read this whole fucking thing. All right, this is where... Okay, yeah, this is where he starts really going after Shane. The New York Knicks had a great season. Applause. Karl Anthony Towns is here. Hey, girl. See, I didn't get this joke. But yeah, that's one of those things where you got to know like all the storylines. Perhaps surprisingly, that one actually went over all right, which is really unfortunate for KAT, Karl Anthony Towns. The mostly positive reaction to what was effectively a gay joke seems to indicate that a crowd full of Towns' fellow professional athletes lost the proper public response to such material, to a subconscious sense of agreement with its concept. What the fuck are you saying, dude? It sounds like he's saying the crowd should not have laughed at that joke, and the fact that the crowd laughed at that joke, it makes them all homophobic. But he's saying it in his like woke speak. That's very hard to follow. That cannot feel good, regardless of whether you think the joke sucks or not. Yeah, shame on the crowd for laughing at a joke. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. The next joke was a Juneteenth joke, so you can probably guess how that went over. Max Crosby is here. Hope you had a good Juneteenth, brother. Crosby is not black, but there is a narrative out there about him having a pass to use the N-word. So that's where the joke. I see a lot of these are inside jokes that if you're not following every little fucking storyline around sports, you're not going to get them. So the narrative out there about him having a pass to use the N-word with an A at the end, not ER. Well, thank you for clarifying. In social settings, there's also a common assumption that Crosby caught himself in mid-use of the word in a 2023 call to action for Las Vegas Raiders fans. So that's the joke. More so than the mockery of the holiday itself, but it also does at least kind of belittle the relatively new national holiday which celebrates the ending of slavery. I'm sorry, Juneteenth, it is, everybody makes fun of it. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb, but okay, whatever. Next, Gillis straight up got booed. By not everyone, though enough to hear on TV, but the hyper-negative response wasn't really fair to the point of the joke. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver, because Joe thinks he's an alien. Gillis said, and then Donald Trump wanted me here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason. I don't know if you guys know Juan Soto's a Latin baseball player. Saying Silver looks like an alien would be a cheap joke, but it's not the joke here. It's the setup. The joke is on President Trump and ICE. It is identifying the ridiculousness of the mass deportation witch hunt. Is that what it was doing? That's what it was doing, or was he just making a funny joke? Okay, yeah, there was a whole message there, wasn't it? The groans and boos were a misunderstanding of the intention. They came from people who likely heard alien in the same sentence as the name of a popular baseball player from the Dominican Republic and instinctually found it to be an off-color joke told by a racist. Yeah, I don't know if it's that serious. But that's not the point. Gillis is calling out what he and 80% of the crowd probably sees to be a racist initiative by the federal government. Is that what he's doing? Oh, wait, so we're flipping it now. So now Gillis is woke. And, yeah, he's calling out the Trump administration's deportations. That's what he's doing. No, it's a funny joke. Not everything has to have some fucking political agenda to it, dude. Soto is an alien. He came to the U.S. in July 2015 when he was 16 years old, only because he was drafted by the Washington Nationals. Ironically, and also the NBA commissioner, Silver, does look like an alien. Okay. The general reception to the monologue as a whole was mixed in the room. Multiple ESPYs attendees told the Hollywood Reporter some jokes were called hilarious while others missed the mark. One production source told THR that the monologue played better in the room than on the screen. Played better on the room than... Okay, well, I mean, it played better on the internet. Here I should point out how difficult it is to have strong ESPYs monologue. Okay, I'm going to be done reading this. I'm going to read this whole fucking thing. I don't know how people can read these whole articles. Like, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Get to the fucking point, dude. Get to the point. These journalists, dude. These journalists like the Hollywood Reporter, you got to fire all these fuckers, dude. Fire all these journalists that can't approach a fucking story without their bias getting in the way every time. It's just constantly, dude. Constant bias on fucking everything. Stephen Colbert got fired. That's it for Stephen Colbert, guys. He's gone. Yeah. Believe it or not, we're finally going to get a break from this annoying piece of shit. He used to be funny. Remember the Colbert Report back in the day at Comedy Central? Remember when he was funny? There was a time there where he was a little bit funny. Not crazy funny. Never as funny as Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, but he was a little bit funny. But he's been terrible ever since he's been hosting The Late Show, and I'm sort of glad to see this happen. But this was his last monologue before he got fired today.
Bear. Look, I don't know.
And he is talking about the Epstein files, so people are going to say, oh, Trump got him fired because he was talking about the Epstein files. No, he got fired because this was his last monologue, all about Jeffrey Epstein, and then the next day he's fired. So, of course, they're going to make it look like, oh, the government came after me. They put pressure on it. No, dude, your ratings, nobody was watching your shit. Your ratings were dog shit. Your show sucked. You weren't funny. I don't know if you hired a bunch of fucking woke women to write your jokes or what, but it stopped. It was never funny. Didn't even just stop being funny. It was never funny. What a disaster, dude. Hopefully, you'll get back to doing the thing that made people like you, which is actually being funny again. Good luck with that. This is brutal, dude. Piers Morgan is one of the most brutal motherfuckers out there, dude. He is brutal. And he got Joy Reid in here and just spanked her ass like a fucking... I mean, come on. Sometimes you almost feel bad for the people he's fucking with.
Away, denaturalizing. That's Idi Amin behavior. There's a black fascist that you can compare it to.
Okay, let's move on to... I want to just play a clip of when you lost your job at MSNBC. Let's watch this.
My show had value, and that...
Chinny Chin Chin. Can't believe people still watch Colbert, let alone laugh. What a phony. Nobody watches him. That's the problem, Chinny Chin Chin. That's why he just got fired, because nobody's watching that shit. It's a wasteland, dude.
I'm sorry.
Dude, he just pulls up out of nowhere, pulls up the clip, like the most embarrassing clip of her entire life.
That what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry.
If it had value, they would have kept you around, but it didn't.
On TV. Whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Now, look, you're perfectly entitled to be proud of your show. Many people enjoyed your show for many years. you know, a lot of people at NBC were briefing that.
Is she going to start crying again? It looks like she might just start crying again.
The reason was declining ratings post the election, a 47% decrease in your election.
Yes, that is Dennis Rodman, K-Mac.
In ratings from pre-election.
Dennis Rodman's getting kind of old and out of shape, but yeah, shout out to Dennis.
But you told Mark Lamont Hill on his show this.
After I said on my show that the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, you know, hit different. That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could see the loss of white viewers from.
Oh, really? Really? White people don't like it when you get racist? And they feel like you don't like them just because of their skin color? Oh, really? Weird. I never knew that was a thing.
That moment that I said that. So they were like, we don't like the name calling. And also I'm a black woman. So, I mean, I'm sure it makes him angrier, you know, when I say things. Maybe because I am a global South person myself.
It's not the content of what you're saying. It's just because you're black. Not because you're a moron with stupid fucking takes. It also comes across very racist. No, it's not. That's not what it is. That's not what it is.
No, I mean, as a black person, we have a different empathy toward other global South people when they are suffering. And so we're going to come at that story from a different angle and in a different way and with different.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you knew this, Arcanite. She's black. I wonder if you pulled up the transcripts from her shows. I wonder how many times every episode she goes, as a black person, as a redheaded white person. I was like, imagine if I said that every day. It's fucking dumb.
Different kinds of empathies. And I think that's not always received very well in the news business.
Now, Joy, I mean, look, let's be honest. I don't think you were fired after all those years because of your skin color or because you're a black woman. I think you were fired because your show just got increasingly unpopular. It happens all the time in TV. That's why you got let go. Why play the race card?
First of all, I love the fact that your play the race card is your version of the race card. You literally are so fixated on trying to racialize conversations with me, Piers. I find it actually quite charming.
You racialize more conversations in your tenure at MSN.
It's Piers racializing it. No, he's calling you out for your blatant fucking lies, for when you got fired, and you tried to make it a race issue rather than your ratings suck, people don't like watching you. But no, it's just because you're black. That's what it is.
With Mark Lamont Hill, that you're clipping bits of. All right, Mark. All right, Piers. And the bottom line is you take an entire conversation that I had with Mark Lamont Hill and pick the bits that you can racialize because this is your shtick. And I get that this is your shtick.
You racialized everything, Joy. Come on.
I get it. I understand this is your shtick, Piers. And listen, game recognize the game. I get this is your game.
My shtick.
And the bottom line.
Yeah, I kind of hate Piers Morgan too, but I mean, you know. You gotta give him credit when there's credit to be due, and god dang it, he does know how to do an entertaining show. No doubt about it. But he's not trustworthy. No way at all.
It was your
shtick.
It
is your shtick, and everyone knows that it is. Piers, we understand what it is. And it is so interesting to me that you yourself, as a white European, find that when people of color talk about race, that you believe is racializing conversations. But when people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president, why don't you object to that? That is racializing a conversation.
So only you can bring up race. I get it. Okay, because you're black, you can bring up race, but nobody else can. Okay, I understand. At least I know what the rules are now, okay?
About the former president of the United States, but you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find it hilarious because you're the one who said.
Yeah, when I interviewed Alex back in the first time in 2022, we went out to dinner and he was talking to Piers Morgan on the phone, setting up an interview with him. And I'm like, dude, why are you even giving this fucker the time of day? Why would you even, I mean, I get it. Piers Morgan, views, CNN, blah. This guy's a piece of shit. Why are you giving him your time of day? As I was eating my cheeseburger. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember, this just brought me back to that story.
Donald Trump.
Bringing up Alex Jones' famous 1776 clip.
Friend Donald Trump.
You said Donald Trump is a white fascist.
Are so, he is a, well, I agree with Mark
when Obama did the same thing.
Last time I checked,
I'm not allowed to mention his skin color.
I agree with his former chief of staff, who last I checked was not black, and said,
Super chatted $2. Racists love to talk about and mention race. Checkered flag emoji.
Yeah, they are obsessed with it. You know, a lot of the left is the ones that are obsessed with race. They are pushing the identity politics. They are the ones that will tell you you're racist if you don't want to judge people by their skin color. You're racist if you want to just see everybody as Americans and not acknowledge their skin color. Way more racism coming from the left, but they blanket it in this idea that they're fighting racism when they're pushing it. They're getting race stuck into everybody's mind. They're making everybody obsessed with race. See race first. Judge everybody by their skin color. Like that's their fucking ideology. Go back to the Martin Luther King way of doing it, dude. We're all Americans. That's the goal, to get to the point where we see each other as Americans. And yeah, we can get past a lot of this bullshit if we could do that.
That he's fascist, and Mark Milley said he's fascist to the core. So I happen to agree, and I know this is what it's important to you, with two very white gentlemen about Donald Trump's fascist tendencies.
Okay.
If that makes you sad and uncomfortable, I can't help you.
No,
Piers.
yes, it
There's
made me
nothing
sad
I
and
can do about
uncomfortable.
it.
I think it makes you a little bit of a hypocrite, but that's different.
She got cooked. She got cooked hard by Piers, man. I don't know. I guess she wasn't. I honestly think he kind of blindsided her with that, and I'm not mad about it. What is going on with Brendan Schaub? This clip popped up in my feed.
Then you have the Nelk boys. They can't.
What's going on with his hair? Did he lose a bet? Did he lose a bet and have to like shave part of his hair? Spocko, what's up, brother?
Spocko super chatted $4.99. Morgan Freeman would disagree about Obama being black.
I don't remember him disagreeing about Obama being black, but I remember Morgan Freeman saying some very based shit, which is, he said basically what I just said. That like we're talking too much about race. The left's obsessing with race. We need to get back to, I'm paraphrasing, but very similar to what I was saying. We need to stop being obsessed with race and just start seeing all of us that are citizens of America as just Americans. And a lot of times we all really want the same things. We want good jobs. We want to be able to take care of our families. We want safe communities. We want a government that's accountable to the people. You know, we're all fucking Americans at the end of the day.
Name 5 fucking UFC fighters.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, what happened to Brendan Schaub's hair? Is this just like an optical illusion, or does it look like he dyed it blonde and then shaved? What is going on here, dude? Am I seeing things?
And we get this, and this is where they're breaking news and breaking down fights. I have nothing against the Nelk boys. My issue is you can do the Nelk boys, but you can also do actual journalists that are going to hold your feet to the fire. Like legit.
So he's upset that the last UFC fight, like they did I guess a Nelk Boys podcast. That was kind of like the coverage around the UFC fights. The Nelk Boys are huge, dude. They're probably more people interested in hearing what the Nelk Boys have to say than like one of those fucking talking heads that nobody gives a shit about. Maybe Brendan's jealous. He doesn't, he probably wants a call from Dana. Like, give me a job, Dana. Let me talk about this shit. Which, by the way, that's probably what Brendan's most qualified to do, is to be a fucking commentator on UFC.
Shit.
And that's not a sneaky attack on Brendan, but he was an ex-MMA fighter. He does host a podcast, so he can technically talk. There is a little debate on how well he can talk, but he can technically talk, and he knows a lot about MMA, so he would be a good fit. And it would be fun. It'd get people talking.
Questions we want to hear. Not, is John Jones fighting at the White House?
His kid made a huge sports team. He said if he made the team, they'll dye it. So that's just him dyeing. It almost looks like he fucking like shaved like a bald spot into his head. But that's him dyeing it blonde. That's just blonde. I don't know. It's
Conor McGregor, dude. If he comes,
congrats to his team. I'm guessing he made like one of the big little league teams. It's a big deal. You get into those like high level little league teams, like your game's gonna go up big time.
Back, dude. Conor Topuria.
See, it looks like this is a line of hair right here, and then he just shaved this right here. Okay, it was a bet. Okay, I understand now. I just saw this and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Brendan's hair, dude?
Are we gonna see that? You're like, well, slam my dick in a door. I'm talking actual fucking journalist.
Did I just lose my fucking internet? Yeah.
And when I see Dana only giving this attention, in my mind, I go, we're fucked. And when you're going on these cupcake shows, they're going, dude, bro, is Romna coming back? You're just like, well, fuck me in the ass. This is what the hard-hitting questions.
Guys. I don't know what happened. My OBS just disconnected and reconnected, so I don't know. But it should be good now.
No one's going to hold his feet to the fire? It would be, and we can have both. Do this, and then go on Ariel. Do this, and then talk to Luke Thomas. Do this, and then talk to Chuck and Pizzi.
How many of you guys are still watching MMA in here? I used to be huge into MMA early days, like Chuck Liddell. I could, like, if you asked me, name 5 UFC fighters, I'd be like Chuck Liddell, Rich Franklin, Matt Hughes. Dude, I'd be all fucking old school fighters. Vanderlei Silva, Fedor Emelianenko. I don't follow it at all anymore. I don't know what happened, but I just totally lost interest like 10 years ago. Probably less. Probably around the time Conor McGregor came up. A little after that, I started losing interest. Because it just got annoying. You start following and rooting for one fighter, and then they're gone. And I got to learn who this other new fighter is. It's like, I don't know. Is MMA losing its charm for people, or is it just me? Is it just me?
Do that, man. You can do both. But when you're just playing in candy lane ass, it does the sport such a disservice. And to be completely honest, nobody takes it serious. Nobody, man. Nobody. And then they're like, oh, I wonder why there's all these reaction channels and there's all this gossip and there's so much trolling and there's so much toxicity in MMA. Because we live in a conspiracy fucking sport. Nobody gives us straight shot answers.
I think Schaub is at his best when he's talking about. Look, guys, I know a lot of people aren't Schaub fans, but don't you think he's at his best when he's talking about MMA? And honestly, the whole story with Schaub, I think kind of Rogan did Schaub dirty. Rogan did Schaub dirty. He's like, you can't fight anymore. You suck. You can't defend yourself. You're gonna get hurt. And then the next thing you know, he's trying to do comedy. That didn't work out. I don't know. Maybe in the future it will. But maybe he shouldn't have followed Joe Rogan's advice on all this. And he should have just stuck like in the MMA lane. Because he's really good when he talks about MMA.
We're left to our own accord.
Or maybe he's not. I don't know. I don't watch it enough, but it seems good from what I'm seeing here.
That's basically what it is. It's this weird thing, man, where even rankings really don't matter. None of it really, it's becoming a gimmick. It's becoming the WWE. Which again, you can live in both worlds, and I get it, it's entertainment. But in order to get the fucking roots of the sport, of actual mixed martial arts, it's mixed martial arts. It's not mixed martial entertainment. You have got to address this side of the fan base who actually give a flying fuck about the sport and pays for your terrible fucking pay-per-views. Weekend.
Damn, he's going in hard, dude. Is he like really pissed at the UFC right now? Because this is, I mean, I haven't paid for a pay-per-view and I don't know when. It's been forever. I can't even remember the last time. So maybe he knows what he's talking about here, because I'm someone that I was hooked into it, dude. The first Ultimate Fighter with, fucking Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner, dude, that hooked me so hard to MMA. That was so sick. And then I fell in love with Chuck Liddell. All the fighters back then, I fell in love with that group of people. And it's just, I don't know what happened. There was a certain point where it's like, I just don't care anymore. I just don't fucking care.
And weekend out, you have got to address that because you're forgetting them. You're also forgetting the hardcores that help get you to where you're at. You're forgetting that those guys carried the torch.
John McCarter asks, who's Dana White? Dana White is Joe Rogan's father, in case you didn't know, John.
Went into CBS, went into these networks.
Shout out, John. Hope
ESPN before UFC was there. And they're like, hey, man, this sport's really cool, and I know it. I'm an expert. And I can speak on it, and I'm educated, I'm smart, and I have college degrees. That made the people that were like, this is human cockfighting go, well, these guys are pretty well spoken, can break it down pretty fucking good. Maybe we should give them a shot. Those are the guys.
Oh, Pride Fight, Ricky Bobby, you're right. Pride Fighting was actually my favorite, dude. The Pride events back in the day, oh, it was so good. That lady that would be like screaming in fucking Japanese or whatever. Yeah, the Vanderlei Silva days, man. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's not the same anymore.
Guys, boots to the ground back in the day. And now you don't need them and you're forgetting about them. And you're doing these cupcake fucking interviews that for a guy like me, And I'm nowhere near the level of those other guys. But I know my shit. But I'm nowhere near like actual journalists, the Luke Thomases, the Pizzi's, the Ariels, the Brett Okamotos. I'm not them. Nor do I tell you that I am. But I know my shit. I competed in it. That's but I don't know as much as them. You're doing them such a disservice, man. The sport is dying in America because of.
Is it okay? So it's dying. Is it that bad? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I still see a lot of people talking about it. I just ignore most of it because I don't give a fuck anymore. But is that true? It's fucking dying now? It's that bad?
Them. Well, we're making more money than ever. It's so short-sighted. Go through the fucking list of talented American fighters. It ain't good. How many are champions? Fucking one, bud. And there's not a lot of promise coming up either. Because the sport's dying in America. Because you're focused on making fucking money in the Middle East and in Russia and in China. And you're forgetting who busted their ass to get.
Thank you, Soul Pursuit. Soul Pursuit says, yeah, Ping, love the show. I'm noticing more people are enjoying the show lately. That's nice. I'm seeing even comments of people like, oh, I thought it sucked at first, and now it's actually pretty good. That's nice to see. People are starting to come around a little bit to my little show here. There is something, too, where it's like, I have to work out this muscle. It's not easy. Like, if I take a day off, the next day I come back, I'm like, oh, I can barely talk. I'm stumbling all over my words. So as I do more of these shows, I will hopefully get better. I'll talk better. I'll sound less annoying, and I'll do a better job. The show will get better as I do more. So thank you guys for sticking around. And hopefully there's a big future for this show. And I'll just keep getting better the more I do it. That's the plan. But thank you guys. You guys rock. Thank you for all the support.
You to where you're at. You didn't do it alone, amigo. You did it from these journalists like Luke Thomas, like Ariel, legit journalists who busted their ass and got into fucking major corporations and started shouting from the rooftops, hey, look at us. These are actual talented athletes. This isn't cockfighting. As journalists, they could be in any other category. Ariel could be in fucking basketball and go far in there. Luke could be in politics.
What I never understood is why isn't there like some like kickbox? Like I understand MMA, like the worst part of MMA is the ground game. I get how important it is to fighting. Jiu-jitsu is like fucking undefeatable. I get that, but it's kind of boring. So I'm surprised there hasn't been some sort of like UFC kickboxing thing where it's like just stand up, you know? Everything goes in MMA, you know, stand up wise, but if you take them down, then they just stand you back up. I don't know why that hasn't become more popular, because that's way more entertaining than fucking watching two guys lay on each other and wrap their legs around each other for fucking 10 minutes, dude. That's like, you know, it's gay. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. It's fucking gay. But hey, that gay shit may save your life one day, so keep doing it.
He knows his shit, dude. You're talking legit journalists. They could be in boxing. They can do all these other sports. They chose the UFC. And you're completely forgetting about them. Because why? Because they might ask you a question you don't like, so you ban them from the fucking press conferences? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Guys, I know jiu-jitsu's not gay, but if I showed you some pictures of two men with their legs wrapped around each other in the missionary position, you know, you can't blame people for mistaking that as being a little gay, okay? But I know it's technically not gay. It just has all the hallmarks of being gay.
Are you fucking Putin? Hold on. Let me get this straight. The smartest minds in the sport can't go to the fucking events? What the fuck are we doing? Or you can just continue to do this and the sport will die in America and you keep shoving fucking slap fight down our goddamn throats.
Oh, I agree. Slap fight is dumb as fuck. That slap fight shit is embarrassing. It is like, ow my balls. By the way, God dang it, the Mike Judge film is free on YouTube right now. Idiocracy. If you haven't seen Idiocracy, it's free on YouTube. Go watch it after this. But slap fight is fucking ow my balls. It's a showing us how dumb we are as a population if that's going to become popular, because it's boring. It's fun. Like, oh, guy got slapped, got knocked out. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we're going to just keep doing this? This is a sport now? Give me a break, dude.
You can do that.
Yeah, little retardation, Ricky
or you can
Bobby.
be in cruise control and forget about the UFC, which you are, and then go promote Canelo.
Yeah, as gay as old school WWF was, Drift Wizard, they still knew not to get in the missionary position on the ground. All of their wrestling holds were like, yeah, as long as it's not missionary. Like, imagine if Ric Flair's finishing move was to get in missionary position. How would that have worked? Would that have been good?
Crawford.
Would people like
you
that?
You could do that and just fuck us. That's what he's doing. You could do that.
All right, boys. This is a short one because there's not a lot to talk about, but hopefully tomorrow we'll have some more. I can do a longer one. But thank you guys. It's been fun. I got to go pee and get some dinner. And we'll see you tomorrow. The schedule I want to keep right now is basically I'm going to be streaming every day except for Saturday. And maybe I might, if there's a big news day Saturday, I might stream on a Saturday. But I think I'm going to do 6 days a week. So Monday through Friday, Saturday off, and then Sunday. And maybe occasionally I'll take a second day off on the weekend. But look out for the show every day. I'll be here. 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:15, maybe 9:30, maybe sometimes 10. But look for me around then. I'll be on live. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next episode of The Pink Trip Show. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great night. If I eat earlier, then I get tired, guys.
And hit the like.
The thing is, you don't eat, and then you don't get tired. And, you know, there's a reason I don't eat before the show. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Here's some other videos to watch that you might like, or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you.
Buddha, are you in the ER, dude? What happened, Buddha? If you're really in the ER, I don't know if that's true, but everybody give best wishes to Buddha Priest. I hope you get better, bro, whatever's going on.
That bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.